my gosh, it's us.
Oh my God, I just had the first sip of my wild cherry Pepsi. And I'm like,
Okay.
wee!
So it still exists.
They do at the Dollar Tree. So, but hello, it's so nice to see your face. I missed it on Monday. So, also, hi to everybody who's seeing our faces now. I am Heather. That is Amber. We are the Broadway fan club, and we have a surprise Thursday show because, hey, this happens. Surprise! So, Monday, Amber has family in town, and I was dying. And I say this, and I'm not trying to be dramatic. I mean, who is? But I have text messages blowing up. What is happening? I don't want to buy your stuff, Brahmin. Okay. Y'all, text messages for days. I went to my wonderful cousin. So, fun story. Years ago for my dad's 60th birthday, I put together like a family ancestry.com thing of our family tree. I always wanted to do it. It gave me a really good excuse to. And I presented him like our family legacy, which is really cool. And we keep getting like family members, and it's weird because it's like distant relatives. And like one reached out a couple of years ago. My dad stayed in contact with them, and then about a month ago, my dad and I met up with like this whole other side of the family that we didn't know that really existed, cousins, and like very much alike. It's weird.
That's so cool.
It was so cool, and as I have hiccups, but they're so much fun and crazy and bonkers. And so Sunday, they invited me, my dad, my stepmom out to their house on the beach for a luau because hello, Florida. And I was like, okay, well, I'm allergic to cilantro and coriander. And like her boyfriend is like really amazing chef. And he's like, I didn't use any of that. And I'm like, amazing. So I said, oh, hi, Cheyenne. Hi, Olivia. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm going to be safe. Like, what did other people bring? And they're like, well, the coleslaw should be good. Hot dogs are good. Beans are good. Fine. That's okay. Not a big deal. Hi, Catherine. I had the coleslaw and I was like, oh, I love coleslaw. Oh, it was really good coleslaw until all of a sudden I was like, my throat is like a little closey, and like my lips were a little.
No.
And I was like, my stomach was like, and I'm like, oh God, oh no. I had just gotten there. I was there about an hour, and I was just like in like dying mode. Like my body was like, this is not okay. This is not okay. So I go home. And I'm like pounding back like lemonade and ginger ale just to like try to like get my body. I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. What's happening? And I'm driving to go meet my mom for dinner. And like, I start feeling like hot here. Like I just gotten bit by something. And then it spread to here. And for those of you just listening and not watching, it's on either side of my throat. Okay. Then I go over by my ear and I'm like, am I getting bit by something? Like, y'all, my face. I had a beard of hives. I was about to go into anaphylactic shock. So I was like, all the antihistamines I could take, Benadryl, I learned all sorts of Calahist, which is calamine lotion with antihistamines, and witch hazel. I'm like, oh my God, I was dying. And I was out. And I messaged Amber and I'm like, I think I'm not going to be able to be on screen, one, because I'm going to look crazy than I usually am. But also, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk without going, which is so not cute. And you're welcome for that example. And Amber's like, well, my mom's in town. I'll just have dinner with her. I was like, fine. Thanks for worrying about my safety. And I'm like, well, damn it. We're both crazy busy for the week. And then we both managed. Cheyenne, it does suck big donkey ones. It totally does. And like, we didn't know. I asked all of my cousins. We didn't know. The woman, don't know her. It was very nice of her to make food for my cousins that made the coleslaw, also made the cilantro rice. So we'll just leave it at that.
A little bit of cross-contamination there.
And yeah, so I'm going to eat some chicken because it's like the first day I've been able to eat something without feeling like death. And then Amber's had her mom in town from Florida. It's crazy.
From Florida, yeah.
She's there until Monday.
She's here till Monday. We're actually going to New York on Sunday. We have tickets to go see Water for Elephants. So I'm super excited.
I'm so excited for you.
I get to take my mom to see that show. I think she's going to love it.
It's your second time, right?
It's my second time. Elephants are her favorite animal. So I think it's going to be like extra special for her just, because of that element.
Yeah.
And I think she's just going to really love the story and the music.
It should be extra special because her daughter was at the opening night with me.
Absolutely.
Clearly.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, yeah, I'm so excited. You guys are going to take the train and you're going to drive in?
No, we'll probably take the train in, make a day of it, grab some food,
Where are you going to go for food?
I don't know yet. Probably
go to DD Soup Dublin.
I don't know where my mom will want to go. She's more of like a Mexican kind of food girl.
No, tell her to go to DD Soup Dublin.
Last time we got Cuban food, which was really good.
Go to DD Soup Dumpling. Or go to Schmackery's.
Yeah,
I will make the exception. Go to Schmackery's and go get the Stay Golden.
We'll definitely go to Schmack's. I think there's a Water for Elephants cookie right now too, I think.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Yes, Amber had never been introduced to Schmackery's.
Until you.
I've been the gateway drug for so many people. So many people. But we were at opening night freezing our butts off. It was 28 degrees in April. Crazy. And I'm wearing a short dress and Amber had just rushed over looking amazing. It was fun. And I'm like, let's go get hot cocoa. So we went over to Schmacker's and hot cocoa, and now she's obsessed.
Yeah.
Olivia says it's the peanut for elephants cookie. Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, that does sound really good.
I'm here for it. I fully accept a full report. So, all right. So we have a full docket tonight. Amber even
have a full docket.
Props.
I have props. I'm all ready to go.
I love it. So I guess let's start with our first topic. And as always, guys, feel free to interact, comment, just try to keep the comments as positive as possible. Also try to limit yourself. Sometimes it's hard because our feed kind of blows up. So if you want to say something. If we don't acknowledge it, we're so sorry. But give people an opportunity to comment because sometimes when they see the same person or the same comment over and over again, they don't want to comment. So let's try to let everybody have the option to interact and have a good time. Let's get this Thursday night show rocking.
Thursday night show on the roll. Yeah. Cheers. I got a beverage from work that I never touched.
Here, cheers, non-Pepsi sponsor. You're not toasting the camera. Toast the camera. Everybody toast your camera. Okay, there you go.
Not sponsored by Dunkin' either.
Dunkin' has some interesting cups now.
They do.
And especially in your neck of the woods, my friend Tim sent me a photo of one this morning, and I'm like, that's inappropriate. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have not. I'll have to give it a goog.
I will send you the photo because it's not safe for work. From Dunkin'. All right, let's get the show on the road. Well,
as of last weekend, The Wiz played its final performance, which was August 18th. I know, I'm so sad I didn't get a chance to see it. I really, really wanted to.
I am hoping that they're going to do a tour of it. I can't imagine that they wouldn't.
Well, that's on the list. And after
Jeff Cohen, Stan and St. Jeffrey. Hi, Jeff.
After it closed, it ended up playing 18 preview performances and 142 regular performances on Broadway.
And it was an intended short run. It wasn't meant to be.
It was an intended short run, yes.
So I feel like they're really workshopping it for tour or for something else.
And as Heather said, they did announce the start of the North American tour.
They did? I had no idea.
They did, yes, which is excellent because they started on tour. This revival of The Wiz started as a touring production, came over to Broadway, and is now going to be continuing on tour. So that's pretty cool that it gets to reach a wide variety of audiences.
Amazing.
Maybe I'll get to see it.
You'll have to come down here to see it because I want to see it too. Yes, I am still eating my curry rice right now. Don't touch me.
And yes, Jeff said in Hillary Clinton's speech, she quoted several lines from Stuff. I did see that.
She did.
She did not cite her sources. She did not say they were from Stuff. However, I wish she did, to give the show a little boost, give a little shout out to our friends at Stuffs.
Yes, but I don't think it was the right time. And I think
Yeah.
those that are fans would actually understand why.
Yeah, for sure. But it was nice to hear, the familiar words.
Which also brings us to some new merch alert.
New merch alert. We're gonna do some fun things. I'm gonna have my little beating fingers busy. We're gonna do some vote bracelets. We're gonna also do. I think we might give an attempt at a "Do I Hear a Walls" bracelet, which would be pretty cool.
Yep.
Which is
an exclusive Broadway fan club shirt with the same sayings on it, guys.
Yes.
So excited. We're getting that shop up and running as of tonight.
And again, we have all of our bracelets over here.
Ooh, what's in the middle one next to the Miss Argentina one?
What color?
It's literally like, I can't zoom in. This looks so awkward.
But what color is it?
Go to Miss Argentina. Go to Miss Argentina. The one to your left. That's nope, other way. Other way. It's hanging down.
This one?
Yes. I don't know. Has a lot of words on it. I couldn't see what it said.
This one is the popular one. It says popular.
Oh, no. The other
from Wicked.
Either way. Cute. Either way.
Oh, this one?
Mm-hmm.
This one says it's showtime. It is a Beetlejuice one.
Show everybody. It's everybody time.
It's really hard.
Keep in mind, September 6th is when Beetlejuice is opening. So for all of our Netherlings out there, buy some Beetlejuice merch. Because it's Broadway doesn't mean you can't wear it to the movie.
Well, that actually kind of brings us to our next topic, Heather.
Does it?
It does. Thanks for that nice segue, which is that Beetlejuice Jr. is available for licensing.
That's insane. I'm so excited about it.
I do feel like it's going to be interesting to see what they cut out in order to make it more appropriate.
But they showed what they cut out.
Right.
There's one main difference that people have been finding out so far, and it's during the Girl Scout song.
Right.
And it's one line. And if you guys know the line, you know why.
Right.
I'm excited, though. When I was in school, we never did the junior version. We did Grease.
Right, exactly.
Our Danny Zuko and Kaneki were smoking cloves on stage. Oh, the 90s.
It was a different time back then,
it was
for
a great
sure.
Time, and we're still surviving.
But yeah, it'll be very cool to see what these younger generations, how the talent that they put out with these junior productions. Because I love seeing the different... Well,
even our current running Jasmine in Aladdin, she was Jasmine in Aladdin Jr., and now she's Jasmine on Broadway. It's so cool. It really is like boot camp.
It is. It's true. It's amazing.
I'm going to keep eating my rice because I'm letting you drive the bus today.
All right. Well, the next thing, we have some casting announcements.
Yeah.
First off, the full cast was announced for It's a Wonderful World, which will be opening, I believe, at Studio 54.
Studio 54, which you've never been to that venue. Please go follow our friends at Broadway Up Close. Tim Dolan does this really incredible walkthrough video on their socials from months ago when it was Days of Wine and Roses. And going through a very quick little run through, that venue is so cool. It's so historic.
It really is.
Go look and see.
There are definitely some very cool names. I know I personally am very excited to see Kim Exum.
Yeah.
She is going to be moving over from the Book of Mormon into A Wonderful World. I've seen her 3 times in the Book of Mormon. I love her.
Which is also, I'll let you finish that statement, but the Book of Mormon can also go into one of our next topics. Look at that.
I guess it can, yeah.
No, it 100% can.
No, it definitely can.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Oh,
you did. You threw me off.
Yay!
That Broadway week is back, guys.
That's not even the announcement.
Oh,
but we'll take that one too.
Oh,
I'll
all
text
right.
you while you talk about Broadway week. I'm gonna text you. This is fun.
All right. Yeah, Broadway week is back from September 3rd through the 15th. You can get 2-for-1 tickets for certain performances of your
Mhm.
favorite shows.
And I will tell you, like, I have missed it every single year somehow because it always ends right before Broadway Cares.
Yeah. I believe it's right before the Flea too. The Flea's the
Broadway Cares
21st,
Fleet. It's September 22nd.
September 22nd. Yeah. But
Which,
there's
by the way, I am going to proxy again this year. So if A, you guys are in town, you want to meet up, please, please. B, if you don't want to go through the crazy chaos and you want to pick something up, let me know. I'm happy to go pick it up for you. I did that last year. It was very successful with a lot of our members from our Sweeney Todd group and Buy Sell. And now that we have 64 fan groups, we'll
I
see.
think there'll be a couple more. Couple
And
more.
and Amber's going to be at a wedding that weekend.
I'm going to be at a wedding, yes.
So I will start a sign up list if you guys have anything you're looking for. Yay, Olivia! Olivia's coming. They do usually have a map out that'll tell us like what booths are going to be there. Pretty much consider it to be any show that's active. Some of the shows that are coming up for the season. The big booths are usually.
Sorry, guys, my mom's back.
Hey, hi, Mom.
Mom, say hi. So
and pause.
and pause.
But so for Broadway Flea, we're gonna have a full Broadway Flea episode coming up in the next couple of weeks to prepare you guys. But we will start signups for anyone that is looking for a personal shopper for that date so that I can get stuff rocking and rolling. But the big booths they have available to set expectations is going to be like Moulin Rouge always has a massive booth. Hades Town, Wicked actually does baked goods. It's so cute. So does a Lion King. And they have lines for days.
You're on camera.
Sorry, Zen is just doing this as well. You guys get a puppy tax early tonight. Yay.
Yeah, early puppy tax.
Okay. But yeah, we will definitely be going more into detail with our Broadway Flea. But yeah, Broadway week is really, really cool. And if you can do it, why not? It's literally buy one, get one free. Like BOGO tickets. How could you
Absolutely. Like make a friend.
Yeah. Or not, and just take up 2 seats, don't sit next to anybody.
Even better.
Or do what Amber does and go, I just bought us 2 tickets for like 8 months from now. Okay.
Yeah, I do that all the time. That's my move.
Oh, Jeff, you heard of Studio 54 musicals in the works. What play at Studio 54? That's a great question. Considering right now It's a Wonderful World, like that is coming. I don't know. I haven't really heard much development, so that might be like a 2025, 2026. So we will definitely see. Because remember, a lot of the shows will start off for the earlier part of the 2024 season and then drop off. And then there's always a lot of late season announcements that'll be on the back end. Pretty much like Water for Elephants was like that. Cabaret was like that. Oh my God, what am I forgetting? Notebook. Outsiders.
Yes.
And I feel like there was one more that was like a late. And Gatsby.
Yes.
Yep. Oh, yes. You don't. Oh, okay. Continue, and I'm going to send you how it's related.
Well, circling back to the previous conversation about the new cast announcements, we have Kyle Selig and Philip Aymard joining the company of Water for Elephants.
Yeah. So
Philippe has already joined, and Kyle will be taking over for Grant Gustin when he leaves.
That was a big. Who do you think it'll be?
Yeah.
And for those of you who are like, I don't know the name Kyle Selig, or those of you that do know the name Kyle Selig, or for those of you who are Book of Mormon fans that forget that Kyle Selig was actually Elder Price for a good hot while.
There you go. That's the connection.
He was also in Pippin. He was also in Mean Girls.
That's where I know him from.
And I'm gonna just to like shove this in your face even more, Amber. Here you go. see.
Ding, ding.
So definitely take a look. It's going to be an interesting transition because you have a lot of the Grant Gustin.
Yeah, very
What
dark.
just happened? Oh, hello? My room went dark, but the lights are on. That's it. Okay. Oh, I didn't do anything. It's a ghost. The Grant Gustin fans are coming right now because they're fans of The Flash, fans of Glee. Like the Gleeks are coming. So it's going to be interesting to see the transition of Kyle Selig, and we'll see how it plays out. It's going to be really cool, though, because it's going to be a different dynamic altogether. So very excited.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. The next big announcement that we've had going on is that Jordan Fisher, Philip Boykin, and Maya Rafiko have extended their runs with Hadestown until January.
That's amazing.
That's pretty big.
Well, through the holiday season, yes, Jordan Fisher especially because he's
Right.
a Disney boy.
But he's been there for a while.
He has, and he's actually showing up to most of the shows.
Right?
We only jest at that because his attendance record was not great with Sweeney. And
No.
I think that it was just not the right show for him. I think he was just ready to get out of there, and then he quickly transitioned over to Hadestown. Philip Boykin, let me tell you, that man can do no harm. And like his voice is butter, and his just so amazing.
Just the sweetest man too. Like
He was
an
so
angel
lovely.
of a man.
Well, and like when we had Kara on the show, like he was so lovely to the Hintons and just like so generous with his time and just joyful. Like he was like Santa with a velvety voice.
Yeah, he's amazing.
If Santa if Santa played Hades.
Velvet Santa.
Velvet Santa. Hades Santa. No, we're gonna stop before I get myself in trouble. I'm sorry, guys. Caffeine. This is why I don't drink it, but I needed it. All right. So what is next? You have all the good news stuff today. I'm just here to be your support tonight. I love it.
The next little thing on the Broadway news.
How little? This big? This big? This big?
It's not that big. It's maybe like the medium size. Is that they're coming out with an interactive playbill for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Well, have you ever been to the show? I think you have, right?
I have not.
Okay, so, and I'm going to keep clearing my throat. I'm sorry, guys. See, Olivia can understand. She had an iced latte last night. Yes, exactly. So the Lyric Theater, which is where Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is. Now, first and foremost, not a musical.
No.
Secondly, it used to be in two parts. You used to literally have to see it in 2 days because they were like an hour and 45 minutes long each.
Right.
And they did it because there's a big switch during intermission. So I saw one of the first performances after it was combined. Had no idea what to expect, but I'm a Ravenclaw. I'm okay. Like, bring it on. I want to see it. That theater, oh my God. You want to talk about, like, Kit Kat Club has completely transitioned. That's incredible. The Lyric Theater took the bones and the structure of the theater and just splashed it with Harry Potter, but in the classiest way possible. The minute you walk in, you can get interactive features with your phone. You can look up to, like, they have like a night sky above you, and then all of a sudden there's candles floating. There's Patronus, like, along the wall. And if you scan your camera with a certain filter on, they come to life.
That's so cool.
You can, like, their store is there, and I'm not going to give the switch at all, but they have 2 different types of merchandise. So if you go to the show, go get your merch before if you want some house colors, some house pride stuff, some more traditional Harry Potter stuff, and go check out during intermission. Don't stay at your seat. Go into the lobby for intermission and go to the merch. And I'm only going to say that for those of you that are in the know, will like wink, wink, ear tug, like that's fine. But it is worth it. I was not expecting to love it as much as I did. It was a long show.
Slide into my DMs later. You tell me what's up with that.
I'll call you. I don't need to slide into your DMs. I can just call you. That's easy. Cheyenne says, call me crazy. I can see an interactive playbill for Harry Potter. No, of course.
It's the perfect show to kind of experiment with that sort of technology with Broadway and just, like, you know, trying different mediums out and trying out different ways
This is
to
like my
kind of
example with popcorn eating. Go ahead.
to just try and kind of reach a new experience for people and kind of make theater come alive for people in a different way.
Well, when you have the Quibbler and like even like the wanted posters of Sirius Black, here's my nerd showing. When you have everything and they're living pictures, like there is no such thing as just a photo.
Right.
Go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and everything's alive. So an interactive play battle is going to be really cool.
Really cool. Yeah.
Let's hope the technology works, because I will say I did struggle with getting the technology to work inside of the theater for half the time. So I just hope that they can reconfigure it where it's working.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just pulling up our list. Next thing on the list, we have some Broadway cruise updates.
Oh yes, that's my time to talk more.
I'm gonna give you the old razzle dazzle.
Give them the old Broadway cruise. Okay. So first and foremost, as we're hanging out, I am going to throw up the link for the Broadway cruise with the referrer code / promo code to be like boy, F like Frank, C like Charlie for 2 big freaking coupon. It's just how I remember it. Guys, I cried and I called Amber the minute that I saw this announcement. So good and bad, but not really bad. But if you haven't seen the announcements, okay, if you don't know what the Broadway cruise is, raise your hand. Okay, Amber knows what it is. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So the Broadway cruise is put on by Six Man, which is on Norwegian Cruise Lines. It is a festival at sea. So think like Broadway Con or Comic Con at sea. They do it for all sorts of different stuff. But they have the Broadway cruise. Now, Seth Rudetsky has his Seth Rudetsky at sea, and they like usually do celebrity cruises, and it's like 3 people. This is like 4 days of just absolute insanity of Broadway. This past sailing, we had like Cheyenne Jackson, Norm Lewis, Christian Borle, Carrie Butler. I mean, I can go on and on. Reeve Carney. And they're just walking around the ship, hanging out. They're performing cabarets. They've got a specific show that if you get the ticketed option. But it's a cruise, and every activity is Broadway-based, even the casino. And I say that because they had a crane machine in the casino and like the little pusher machines. Are you signing up for the cruise right now, Amber? Is that what's happening?
No, I'm texting my mom that the dog wants her.
She was so distracted. But they have like the little crane machines and the pusher machines and stuff that all have like tokens to win free Broadway cruise merch. Like it's so themed out. So I was really excited for a couple of guests this year. One was Wayne Brady, because Wayne Brady was the first celebrity to ever acknowledge me on social media. It sounds so weird. I had gone to see Kinky Boots. I think I've told the story before. And it was during Red Buckets, which we're going to have a whole Red Buckets episode because it's such a great experience. But he was doing Lola on Kinky Boots. And I was like, nothing like seeing Wayne Brady dressed as Lola from Kinky Boots doing an improv rap to raise money. But I spelled improv as improve because I was just texting. And I'm on the train going back to my family's house in New Jersey on NJT. And I'm like, oh my God, Wayne Brady liked it. Damn it says improve. And I was so mad. So my goal is to just tell Wayne Brady that story. And then even
just to let him know, just to be like, I know how to spell improv.
I know how to spell improv. No E.
I know the word.
I know so angry. Even though Lozana's going to be there, she was actually supposed to be there this past year with Reeve because they're a couple and they're incredible. Yes, damn it, autocorrect. But it gives a fun story. And Casey Levy is going to be there, who was the original Elsa from Frozen, and Corey Cott, that's part of my Newsies bingo, but also like Corey Cott is incredible and his voice is crazy and his arms are going to be there. Laura Benanti is going to be there. Shoshana Bean's going to be there. Soleil Pfeiffer is going to be there. Alex Brightman actually had to withdraw, and I don't know why. It might be a Husband Hotel thing. It might be another project. But and I don't know if you guys have heard of these guys. There's somebody named Adam Pascal. And then another one named Anthony Rapp. They're going to be there instead. Guys, I'm a rent head like nobody's business. And
I said,
now I'm getting emotional.
Heather, how many lyrics do you know to Love You Bohem? She's like, all of them.
Yes. The answer is yes. And I've done it at karaoke. I am like tearing up. I can't. Not ringing a bell. Love Adam and Anthony. Oh, it's nice you're friends with both of them, Olivia. Yes, not ringing a bell, Cheyenne. Nice. But these guys are going to be there. They're going to do their cabaret, which they keep doing like below 54. If you keep doing stuff. I had the pleasure of seeing Anthony Rapp's solo show that he did at New World Stages, like literally this close to him. Both of us crying hysterically at the end of a show. If you haven't seen it, go get his autobiography. It's literally based off that. Adam Pascal, when Something Rotten was closing, I got to see him as Shakespeare. And I was telling Kara about this a couple nights ago. She's like, did you hear him sing It's Hard? I said, yes, I also got to see that if you've never seen Something Rotten, it's a play about Shakespeare.
Right.
And it's so amazing. But Shakespeare is like this like rock god. And like he has a cod piece, which if you've ever seen Labyrinth, you'll know what a cod piece is. Thank you, David Bowie. And it's massive. It's like a football. But the two of them have such incredible chemistry, and I am so freaking stoked. And I'm highly considering on maybe getting a ticketed thing because I don't know when they're going to do the ticketed show. And I'm hoping that maybe they do like a cabaret style of something. I'm going to cry. We're going to figure this out. But we also got a creatives replacement. Have you ever heard of somebody named Bob Mackey?
I don't know. Has Cher ever heard of somebody called Bob Mackey?
So, like, what?
Right?
I'm still, words don't describe. I'm also looking to see if anyone else knew, just got announced, but I'm just like, what is happening? This is insane. And like Bob Mackey, guys, designer for a million years, as Amber says, does Cher know Bob Mackey? Yeah, I would hope so. He also dressed Lucille Ball, Carol Burnett, Carol Channing. Let's just show you some Bob Mackey realness right here. Like,
he's like the glam, the feathers, the oomph. If you don't know Bob Mackey, you've seen him. If you know him, you've seen him.
Here's one of his photos with Cher. I'm gonna share. Let's go that way. So I hope the man lives long enough. He is 86 years old. I'm sorry, 84 years old. I hope that he comes and just has the best cruise ever. It's so cool to be sharing that. And I'm not a celebrity. Like, I don't get like, oh my God. But these are people in this industry, especially being on the inside of the industry now, that I'm just happy to be sharing the same air with them and appreciate them. And I'm like, oh, like if I'm going to get something signed, because they do the stage door experiences. So we do that twice during the cruise. They actually take the performers and split them into two groups. And they have what's called the stage door experience where everyone is guaranteed to get an autograph from each person. And it's very organized, like really organized. Pull up the Went with the Wind dress from Carol Burnett show. Cheyenne's so demanding. But I just like I had the opportunity with Cheyenne Jackson. I just want to let them know how appreciative I am for bringing this to. Is this what you're talking about? This one? That's the Went with the Wind, the Carol Burnett show. Cool. I like it. But yes, please. It was a very interesting dynamic of people that were on it. You have diehard theater people. We were in like the small minimum of it. And we had some people who just really enjoyed theater. And the best part is everybody had a good time. The ship is small enough where you can still like meet your community. It's where I've had the opportunity to make some great friends. We've actually met a couple of them. Our friend Melissa, who was on one of the very first episodes of our podcast, and Kara, who's on a couple weeks ago. These have become friends for life. And they become family. So if you're looking for that kind of interaction where it's not going to see a Broadway show is amazing, but going and spending 4 days at sea, this itinerary is literally a day at sea, going to Cozumel, a day at sea, and then like back into port. Like it's short, it's quick. It's next March. I think it's the March 30. Let's see, I should probably know these dates. March 31st to April 4th, leaving out of Miami to Cozumel. Keep an eye on their Facebook, keep an eye on their socials, keep an eye on ours, because as soon as announcements are made, I am pulling them up. I would love nothing more than to be able to have like a Broadway fan club meetup on the ship.
That would be so cool.
Right? And I'm trying to convince Amber to also go on the cruise.
I'm literally saving dimes so I can go.
And it really wasn't bad for I just got really dizzy with caffeine. For myself, for an inside stateroom for the entire cruise, it's like under $1,000. And that includes all the food. They have discounts at the salon or the spa. They do have drink packages you can get. You can pay for their Wi-Fi. We'll do a whole Broadway cruise, like actual show when it's time to go. But I would love it if you guys came and joined. If you haven't signed up before, or if you haven't done 6-man, go to the BroadwayCruise.com, go to the promo code area. It'll say referrer code and enter 2BFC, and that'll give you $100 off. So like I don't get the $100. I just want to give you guys $100 off. Ken, my daughter and I had a great time going into the city and seeing Gatsby. Oh, thanks, Ken. Well, it's good. Gatsby is awesome.
I loved Gatsby. I just saw it on August 1st.
Yes, you did. But that also means that you should want to go to the Broadway cruise because Eva Noblezada is going to be there, our very own Daisy Buchanan. So
yeah, and it's a chance to kind of like one-on-one interact with her.
I just have to say, Jeff Cohen, every single show we talk about that I nerd out about, he'll either send me or Amber photos of his collection of stuff, and I'm just like, damn it, like you're so cool. I'm gonna take a picture so you guys can see it. He just sent me a picture of the Bard shirt.
Oh wow, Jeff, you have the coolest collection.
Love it so much, and thank you also for the picture of your toes. We're gonna put that on Only Feet. Hold on. Just in case you guys did see something rotten or you wanted to see some really cool merch, check this out.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. So thank you, Jeff. Thanks for sending it. I love it. I really do. But this community, and I'm going to say this, Amber, I'm not crediting anyone else besides us. I got off the Broadway cruise, was home for 20 hours on a plane to New York to go to opening night of Water for Elephants with you. And that was the night that the Broadway fan club became the Broadway fan club.
Yeah.
So, only 350 playbills. Show off.
It's a small amount.
So humble. Please come and join me. Hopefully, Amber, next year, we'll keep talking about it and be like a walking, talking advertisement simply for the fact that I think it made such an impact in my life, and I know it will make one in yours too. So let me take this promotional code 2BFC off, and we can go on to our next topic.
All right. Our next topic is that it was just kids' night on Broadway.
They didn't have that when I was growing up. What the hell?
I agree. Kids' night on Broadway is such a fun way to get kids involved. My friend's daughter asked if we could go see Shrek the Musical. And when I tell you, I've never said yes so fast to like buying a ticket just because like a child wanting to see a musical. I will throw everyone out of the way to expose a child to musicals.
Did I tell you my Shrek story?
Yes.
Yeah. I wanted nothing to do with it because I was like, it's going to be all burps and farts, and I want to go see Wicked. And Shauna and I only won one ticket for Wicked, and we're like, grr. I mean, oh darn, we only won one, but still, we wanted to go see a show together. They gave us for $25 center orchestra, like front center orchestra.
Sutton Foster.
Bringing Sutton Foster and Brian Darcy James. It's one of my favorite shows to this day. I have no shame.
And when I went, you bet, I made a farts bracelet.
Of course you did. Oh, now I'm gonna have but you know what you need to make, and I want one for myself, is let your freak flag fly.
That's a lot of words, but I'll try it for you. For you,
let your FFF or WWPPD. What would Peter Pan do?
But
if you haven't seen Shrek, I know that it's streaming. I think it's on Broadway HD. It was on Netflix for like the
it
longest time.
was. It's not on it
I
anymore. I tried
know,
to
but
watch
it's
it.
such a good show. But yeah, I mean, Kids Night is a lot of fun. I think it's also good because people know what to expect. Like, it's a warning from the theater as well. Like, warning, warning, there's going to be a lot of
There's gonna be
kids
a lot
here.
of kids here. Exactly. It's like a safe night that you can go and not kind of stress out. Like, what if my kid is not the
Or
most well
stress out
behaved?
when you're like, oh my God, are there going to be screaming children there? Because I don't want to go. Um,
Right.
but
Exactly.
And I saw Hadestown did a great little, a lot of the shows have been showing their curtain calls. And Jordan Fisher and everybody thanked the kids for being there. And like you could hear, I mean, that's a deep show. That's a dark, serious
Yeah.
show, but it's a lot of fun. But it's educational. And it was sweet because they did it when I first saw Hadestown. They don't do it anymore. But for Kids Night, they brought the red carnations back. And
Oh,
so as everybody, not even just the kids, as they were exiting the theater at the Walter Kerr, they were handing out the red carnations to everybody, which I think is such a
that's
sweet moment.
sweet. Yeah, that's
But
such a special memory that those kids are
yeah,
gonna have forever.
I mean, again, to call out my dad in the best way possible, his very first Broadway show was Shucked last year. And this is something that maybe you guys don't know. It's like an insider tip. If you go to the merch booth or you say something to the house like the ushers or the house manager or anybody, and it's your first Broadway show, do you guys know that they give you a commemorative pin, button, or sticker?
I did not know that.
So I happen to be mentioning to the merch because I always look at merch. Like that's like my way to like support the show, especially because most of my tickets are like lottery tickets or TKTS or whatnot, or TDF. But I was talking, I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. It's my dad's very first Broadway show. Like we saw New York, we're going to see New York, New York. We're going to see Moulin Rouge. Like this is it. He wanted to come see the show. He's like, oh, I have something for him. And it's like a sticker sheet this big. It's like my first Broadway show. Yeah, I got
Oh,
shocked for my first Broadway. It was funny as hell. But like, I think it's so cool. And I've seen a lot of theaters do it. I can't guarantee that all of them have it, but I've seen that a
right.
lot of have. And I haven't seen a lot of details for Kids Night, but I know that they go all out. It is so important for theater to be a part of a kid's life, whether or not it's just for the creativity of it. I can remember going on field trips to go see like Miss Saigon. And
Mhm.
my very first show was that I remember seeing was at the Jackie Gleason Theater in Fort Lauderdale with my mother and grandmother to see Meet Me in St. Louis.
Oh my God.
And my grandmother prepared me by showing me the movie with Judy Garland.
I love
And I
that.
loved it. I went and then I watched that movie over and over and over again.
My mom took me to see Annie because I was obsessed with the
Nice.
music.
So in high school, before I got into the theater program, shocking, I did theater, well, senior year, kind of. But Shauna was in a production of Annie. And speaking of Annie, we have another announcement to put out.
I don't know this one.
Yep,
You're gonna have to take over for this one.
You don't know what's happening in December?
No.
Amber, does anybody else know what's happening in December? Okay. Annie is going for the holidays with
Oh,
Whoopi
yes.
Goldberg
I did
as
know
Miss
this.
Hannigan. I'm like, how do you not know this? Thank
Jeff
you,
knew.
Jeff knew. Whoopi Goldberg. I was trying to pull up the dates. I want to say it's like December 14th, right after my birthday. And they're doing a full-blown tour. Let's see. I was like, you scared me for a minute. Hold on. I'm going to pull up.
No, I did know this. I just have the brain of a squirrel sometimes.
So the tour is going to be taking them to New York City, December 4th through the 5th. It's going to be the theater at Madison Square Garden. So you can literally take every single train you could ever possibly imagine into MSG. Right. And you guys know that thing is massive. And you can find out more information directly on annietour.com. Let me pull up some more information. I know that the tickets, they've already gone on sale. I remember that much. And why are you being so difficult? I don't think they've done the full cast announcement, but they've done enough.
Absolutely.
I love that everyone's excited. Like Olivia and Jeff are like, woohoo, this is great. I think it's fantastic. Oh, and Olivia said Kimberly and Kimbo did something we're talking about first show. It was your first time seeing the show, they'll give you a pin of the character on it. Oh, that's cool. Very cool.
That is really cool.
I didn't see Kimberly Kimbo. It wasn't my kind of show. But I heard great things about it.
Yeah, they just announced the touring cast for that too as well.
I haven't seen on tour. I just had so many shows to see that season. I was just
Carolee Carmelo is going to be heading the tour. She's incredible.
It'll be great. It'll be very cool. Yeah. Let's okay. Hey, we've got 14 minutes to finish up all the things because I'm caffeinated. Woohoo!
All right. Our last subject, it's actually we're on our last topic. So we're doing great. We're doing great with time. I'm just saying.
So what you're saying is I should drink caffeine before every show.
Yeah, basically. Our last topic is sending letters to the different theaters.
Yeah.
Sending fan mail, getting letters back, things like that. We get asked all the time.
And it's in every other group too, not just our groups, but we see them on like All Things Broadway, or there's so many people that seem to be hesitant. And like, to be honest, guys, I sent my very first piece of, I don't say fan mail, but I sent a letter to Sweeney Todd when they were closing to thank them for being that first show for us to have our very first group for Fleet Street. And I had to ask Amber, because she's mailed out a couple of things. I was like, okay, let me do this. And like, how do we do this? Because there's a very specific way to send things where it makes it easier on you. It makes it easier on the show. And there's some variables that, as Amber's kind of going over her presentation, which I love that you made freaking props. Props. That we can interject and we can share our stories. If you've had any great experiences mailing something in, I know that we've had members send in jewelry or like, beaded bracelets, or that they sent in Funko Pops to have signed, or Broadway lights, like cards, or really anything. These guys are receiving a lot of fan mail. It takes a lot of time. People are just getting Dan Radcliffe signing Merrily We Roll Along now, and they sent it in April. So it's all about patience, and to set the expectation, don't expect something back.
Right, exactly.
I hate to say it like that. There are shows that will say that they require a certain amount of donation, and we're going to start to see those donations get significantly higher because of Red Bucket season coming up. And I'll go directly to Broadway Cares. Some shows, and we're working on our spreadsheet now, putting together what the cost is for each show, and we'll definitely be featuring that as soon as it's done. We just want to keep it as updated as possible. But just understand that these guys do it a lot. If something gets lost, understand that. It's always good to put tracking on it, but just don't freak out that it's been a couple of months. I think I was seeing a couple of people on like the Broadway fan mail responses. It took someone like a year to respond.
Right.
But they were still responding.
But they still got it back. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's sit back and relax and watch Amber's presentation.
And as Heather was saying, you don't always get something back. So if it's something that's very important to you, if it's like a really special playbill,
yes,
it's not worth sending that in to get
the only way that I would ever do something that was like super, super special and important to me. You can also drop things off the stage door with house management. You can, I'm not sure what that means.
I think that's okay.
Well, that's fun little spam in our comment section. With that being said, right back at you, buddy. I can't today. But you can ask the stage door manager if they would take something in for you. They won't do it all the time. So just be cautious. Now, you can try it if you're at the show, and then you can also try to mail it. Just don't send something big and bulky and,
don't send food, perishables.
The only food you can actually send, do you know this?
Yes, as if it like comes from like Postmates.
Zachari's.
Oh, really?
Zachari's is the only company that can deliver food to Broadway.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yes. So you can actually go to the Schmackary's website. I talked to Zachary last month. I was like, Zachary, do you know how much we talk about you on our show? We're fans. You can actually go onto the website and send your favorite cast member or favorite show a box of Schmackery cookies.
I love that.
I love it too. So, yep,
Yeah.
that's on their Broadway's cookie.
But yeah, so I saw a post where someone was trying to send people like energy drinks. Like, that's really not something that's feasible. It's just, it doesn't.
And we can speak. Oh, okay. I think, is that another one?
I think so. I'm going to.
You do that while I talk, and then we'll go back into our. Oh my goodness. Cool. This is fun. Don't open those links, whatever you guys do. My goodness.
I'm deleting them.
Thank you. So we've never really had hackers or spammers. This is fun.
It's new for us.
But we have, like with the Hittens, like there are certain avenues that have to go around to have any kind of stuff like perishable items or food items or drink items delivered to the cast. There's a lot of red tape to go through. Don't do it.
Yes.
The only thing, if you really want to send, like Olivia says, she sent schmackeries to Merrily Roll Along and Water for Elephants. It's an appreciation. It's not cheap, but if that's what you want to do. But when you want to either send a playbill or ask for a playbill, like you don't have the playbill and you're like, I'd love a signed playbill of the show. Amber, you want to give them the rundown?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got this question a lot when, like, right before Merrily closed. It was like a really big question of, like, how do I get my playbill signed? I can't make it to the city. I wasn't able to stage door, or the cast didn't stage door the night that I was there. I really want a signed playbill.
Or someone specifically didn't stage door, like Casey Likes didn't get a chance to stage door, but they got JJ's autograph instead, but they really want Casey Likes autograph on said playbill or the full cast.
So you have a couple options. You can write to the individual performer. Sometimes the individual performer will respond. Some individual performers do not respond.
There are some that are notorious for not responding. So again,
call them out. And some are great with responses. Aaron Tveit, for example, fantastic with responses. Jeremy Jordan, another one, great with responding. Daniel Radcliffe, they might come, several months out, but they do come. Yep. Jonathan Groff stopped doing individual responses actually with this last run. Yeah. So you just kind of got to get into the swing of things and figure out who kind of does them, who doesn't. Ask around, ask in the groups. We'd be more than happy to kind of fill you in. So you can write to the individual performance or the individual performers. Those typically do not require a donation because you're only writing to one person. So those typically you can write to the performer and get their signature. They will usually send you a playbill. That's usually how they'll send you their signature. If you've sent it a photo, they'll sign the photo, send it back to you. But if you don't include anything, they will send you a playbill. You don't have to include something because they have the playbills. They will send you one back.
Yeah. Now, also something, as Amber keeps saying, typically for a lot of people, they were writing to Grant Gustin directly and they were getting an automated response back. But the show for Water for Elephants does require, I think at that point, it's a $50 donation. So some stars are saying, nope, not unless you donate. Now, those donations go directly to Broadway Cares. So Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, and they do require proof of donation. So I know, Amber, you've done it before.
Yeah, so there's a couple ways to donate. You can donate directly online. When you do online, there's a spot where you can write which show in the comments you're making your donation for. Then you print out your receipt. It will say Merrily or whatever show, and then you send it over. They can see that you've made your donation for Merrily, and then you get your playbill back. It's a pretty simple process.
And always make extra copies if you have to print anything, just for your own records.
Right, absolutely. Or you can just write a check to Broadway Cares, send them the check, and I believe they send you a receipt. which
They
you
should
then
be sending you a receipt. You can always call the office. And we're going to be starting to partner with some Broadway Cares events. So we'll be able to speak more effectively. We're even going to have them on the podcast. But they generally will send a receipt. I'm always going to say, it's going to sound weird, get your bank statement, highlight your bank statement, and then just send that little
right.
proof of purchase, proof of donation.
I've always found donating online and sending that receipt just to be the easiest way. Just because it shows that proof that you paid right then and there. That's my personal kind of a preferred way to do it.
Yes.
And then you have to get
awesome methods.
One of these envelopes, actually 2 of these envelopes.
How big is that envelope?
This one, I believe, you're going to make me check the box.
I am. And while she does that, so when you're sending these, you're going to, as Olivia was putting and as Amber's getting into with her props, you're going to want to put one inside the other. One is for you to send off, and the other one is for them to send it back because they're not about to put a stamp on an envelope for you. 8.5 by 11?
Yeah. No, it's not 8.5 by 11. I believe it's 5 by 7. I'm not 100%.
Right.
I'm checking online. Yeah. Or 6 by 9. It's one of the two.
Show everybody with your hand compared next to so we can see it. Hold it up. Yeah. So just a little bit bigger, like guys, just about the size of a playbill, a little bit bigger than a playbill. Yes. Use a little metal things, tape it down, glue it down. Do whatever you have to do. And then I personally like to put like a receipt on it, like a signed receipt or like tracking, so that when you can tell when it's been shipped, when it's been delivered to the post office to send it over to the theater, when the theater's received it, when it's been sent back.
I don't. I just put a stamp on it.
For me to get for Sweeney Todd, it cost me $6 and I was fine.
I use 3 stamps. I hear some people use 2, but I use 3 just because I'm always
to overpay than under. Yeah.
Paranoid that it's
especially if they put something extra in there. Like I know a lot of like the cast from 6 will actually put like Polaroid,
like a note or something. Yeah. So on this other envelope, you're going to put your address here, your address here.
Because you're out of the screen. Here, let me see. I'm going to do this.
I don't want to put my address.
No, we're going to do, hold on.
So you're going to put your address over here.
I don't know what's happening.
And your address over here in the middle. This is called your self-addressed stamped envelope. So you're going to put postage on it.
I give up.
You're going to... And you're not going to want to seal this one. That is the most important part. This one unsealed is going to go in your envelope along with your letter, either to the stage managers, to the individual performer, of whatever you plan on sending it to. And then that letter is going to go with your donation amount if it's to the stage managers for the full cast signed playbill.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to mail that to the theater. You are going to want to write something similar to this. You're going to want to write
care of show name. So let's say care of the Kit Kat Club with the address of the theater, which again will be on our spreadsheet that we're creating now in New York, of course. But you want to say stage managers care of whatever the show.
So, for example, if you wanted to write to Grant Gustin, you would write Grant Gustin, care of Water for Elephants. Again, he would require a donation, but that is how you would get a letter to Grant specifically.
Right.
Jeremy Jordan, care of The Great Gatsby.
Correct. But if you just want to have a show, you can always say stage managers, care of show. Because you want to have the show and the stage manager and theater information. Those are the most important that are on there. And make sure you put your return address, your name.
Right. And make sure you include the postage on both envelopes.
And make sure the envelope on the inside is unsealed. Don't seal it up. Because if you seal it up, then they're going to have to open it up and then they can't ship it and then it's a waste.
It's a waste. Right.
But we want to hear your good stories, your bad stories, your experiences with that. Again, my only experience is with sending it over to Sweeney. I've got a sneeze.
I've had some great luck with writing and hearing back. I've had some, unsuccessful luck. I
Yeah.
wrote to The Great Gatsby. I haven't heard anything back. I'm hearing Gatsby's not doing signed playbills. So
I'm going to tell you my favorite signed playbill from this past season, and not my favorite playbill, but my favorite way of obtaining my playbill.
Sure.
Do you know the story?
Yeah. No.
You know the story? No.
No.
Yes. So for the Tony's night, when I did the American Express experience.
Oh, I do know this.
So when we had this really awesome thing, and Skylar Aston was there, and I got to hang out with Charlotte and Maria. As an American Express card holder, they scanned it and you have to answer trivia, but it was like a vending machine. And if you answer the question right, something would come out. Now you could either win nothing, which I don't think any of them were empty. Some people were getting a Stuff's pencil or a hat or the pen from Anne Juliet. Some people were winning signed playbills. They were winning a free drink at a theater, just weird stuff. And I was like, oh, I don't know what I want because I have a lot of stuff and I don't want a pencil. Or they were doing candles, which is cool, but also as flying, you can't do that. So I answered who the Tonys was named after, Antoinette Perry, and easy, boop, doop, done. And I won a fully signed playbill from the Notebook.
So cool.
And I mean, it's filled. And I was like, we haven't seen the show yet, but it's one of our groups. That's really cool. It's probably sitting somewhere in my pile of playbills on the floor right now.
I love that. I have a whole binder over there filled with playbills, signed and unsigned.
My goal, so my friends Johnny and Eddie have I've only seen pictures of it, but they have every playbill from every show on their walls. And I'm like, oh my God. And I know that a couple of friends are starting to play around with the different frame sizes because playbills sell specifically made for playbill frames.
Right.
They're not cheap, but they're playbill quality. And I my friend Mark goes to the Dollar Tree and buys them and mats them, and he just puts them on the wall. So this room that I'm in now, which is my guest room / office, is my spooky decor, where eventually I will be back to my spooky decor. I think I'm going to put my playbills in my living room because it's the biggest wall of space that I have.
Mine are in my hallway.
I have a lot.
They add up real fast.
They do. And, a lot of people have this problem with playbills saying it's paper waste and it's not thinking of the trees. We have tried, especially with Fringe too, and I'm sure you guys have talked about this amongst your groups of friends here, but digital technology for media is very hard. I personally like to pick something up and read it before a show. If you want me to scan a QR code, open it up, and then start scrolling, I'm just going to, done.
Right.
I want to open it up to the page. I want to see when the songs are, when the intermission is. Those are the things I look for. As soon as I open my playbill, I start looking at how long the first act is, when the first intermission comes, or when intermission comes. And then I go to the cast and I start reading the understudy. So that's literally what I do every time. Every time.
Yeah,
so
I do too.
But keep printed media going. Playbill does a really great job. Yeah.
I love a playbill. It's so special to me.
It really is. And there's shows that, are smaller and they're not cheap, but also it's worth it, but have something tangible because it's a free souvenir. Right. And don't be an asshole and take a stack of them or pick them up all off the ground and try to have 30 of them signed at the stage door, or don't turn around and try to sell them for $5 a piece when they clearly have footprints all over them. That's my gripe for the night.
Right.
But we have so much more to remind you. This is a fun Thursday night. I love it.
This was a fun Thursday night.
And we went through it fast. We still have our show, our regular scheduled time, Monday at 8 p.m. Super excited about that. But in the interim, for all of your Broadway fan club needs, go to www.thebroadwayfanclub.com. From there, you can see all of our groups that we're currently operating. Feel free to join any one of them. You can also reach out directly to myself and Amber if you want to do something for the show, if you want to be a sponsor. We have a special guest coming up September 9th.
We do.
Amber is actually wearing a shirt on behalf of said special guest.
I am.
Can you show it off because we only see the collar? Whatever they offer you, don't feed the
Don't
plants.
feed the
Okay.
plants.
But so stay tuned. We'll be
Feed me.
oh my god, Latrice Royale now going into
Oh
it.
my gosh, I'm so into
We're gonna
it.
talk about it on Monday.
All right.
But as always, thank you guys for spending your evening with us. We love it. Make sure again you check out the Broadway Fan Club. You can see our merch right from there. We'll be updating with our t-shirt designs within the next couple of days, including Do a Hero Waltz. So exciting. And then if you want to go directly to our Etsy page and check out all those blinged out bracelets, if you're doing something for your cast, your crew, you want to send something to a show. Personally, Amber and I are actually going to be sending over bracelets to Stuffs. Why not?
Yeah.
If you want to send something, we're not cookies, but we like doing bracelets for cast, bachelorette parties, birthday parties. If you're going to go see a concert and you just don't want to make Taylor Swift bracelets because you're too tired, we're happy to do so. And we offer discounts in bulk. So go to the BroadwayFanClub.etsy.com. That'll take you directly to our Etsy website. If you forget that, again, you can go right to thebroadwayfanclub.com. For those of you that were listening to us talk about the Broadway cruise and you want to join us, we'd love to have you there. Make sure you go to thebroadwaycruise.com, enter referrer code or promo code 2BFC. That's like 2 big freaking coupon. That's only what it stands to me now. But we can't wait to see you guys on Monday. And until then, while theaters are dark, but they're not really dark right now, we're going to keep that ghost light burning. So have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you then.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.